Good day to my wonderful viewers. I hope you're doing great in your own corner of this universe, because we don't serve just Nigeria, we serve the universe, yeah? This is KAFTAN Television, and we're bringing to you the Polity live from the Abuja studios. And my name is Dayo Omoogun. It has not changed. And I have with me two wonderful gentlemen who are going to be looking at the issues. And from my far right, I have Barrister Lekan Oladapo. Yes. Yeah. You're welcome, Barrister.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's so good to have you once again.
Thank you.
It's been quite some time. You've been running away from us, but we got you this time. All right. You're welcome.
Yes.
And then in the middle, some of you can even tell who this is, because he has become a part of the house. His name is Ambassador Moses Kolawole Obisesan. And I did tell you, but from when I called him Barrister Oladapo is a legal practitioner, and Obisesan, Ambassador, is a public affairs analyst. Of course, he wears so many. He's a real estate practitioner and all that. But today, we just want to deal with the part of him that is a public affairs analyst. You're welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You're looking resplendent in this agbada. The rest of us are in KAFTAN, and we are in agbada. So at least they won't think that KAFTAN means KAFTAN.
I used to think that way before.
Well, KAFTAN, just for the sake of somebody who is wondering, what does KAFTAN really stand for? Is that the reason the presenter and one of the guests is wearing a KAFTAN? No, KAFTAN stands for King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV. Yes. You want me to do that again? KAFTAN. King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV.
Correct.
Right. So today we have three quick topics that we're going to be looking at, and the first one has to do with the Supreme Court ruling yesterday. Is it correct to say ruling?
Okay, yeah, it could be ruling.
All right. So on the River State matter that has been going back and forth and back and all that, yesterday the matter brought to it by Fubara, the governor of the state, Sim Fubara, got thrown out. Is that it?
Yeah.
Got thrown out. So we intend to look at what exactly are the issues, why all the seeming somersaults and all that. Today this person wins, the other person wins, and then so we'll look at all that, and we'll look at what exactly does this ruling hold for each of the camps that are involved in the matter. And of course, you know that it falls on you to lead the way, Barrister.
Okay. I thought the ambassador would. Nevertheless, what came out of the Supreme Court yesterday was expected. Let me put it that way. Right. It was very sharp. Everybody, people will look at whether Supreme Court will look at it on merit, but Supreme Court could not do that because the party themselves withdrew the case.
Okay. And
it is not new.
Okay.
If we follow the case properly from the trial court by Justice Omotosho to Court of Appeal, so it has been the same business of the now appellant, withdrawing the matters.
Okay.
So, like, if we look at what transpired at the lower court, at the trial court, then the case was filed by the appellant himself against the speakers, against some other members of the House of Assembly, then Chike, Martins, and others. But at the point of the trial, the appellant, who was the plaintiff then, withdrew the matter. So the court had no options to determine the case of the in favor of the respondent, who are the respondent then at the trial court. That is the speaker
and the rest of the members.
And the rest of the members. So all their reliefs that they brought to before the court were granted in their favor, because the case they couldn't consider the defense of the appellant, that is His Excellency the governor himself. So the matter metamorphosed to Court of Appeal. So the Court of Appeal led by Justice Kolawole, so they look at it that, okay, there was no basis for appeal. Why did you come to us here? Because you can't eat your cake and have it. You can't reprobate your cake and approbate at the same time. Yeah. Because from the trial court, on your own voluntarily, you withdrew the case. So why did you come here and all that? So the only issue they determined then was just an interim application then brought by the speakers and the rest, that to stop the governor from, tampering with the status quo, that they should not disturb the business of the house then. So that was the only issue that the court considered. So like we say, like Lord Dayo will say, that something cannot stand or not, it will collapse. So what the basis of interim order? That the substantive, matter has been dealt with at the trial court. So the Court of Appeal said there was no appeal here, because at the lower court you didn't contest all the cases of the respondent, who is now the respondent in the. So now they came to the, surprisingly, they came to the Supreme Court. So before we say geography, just they follow the same pattern. I wouldn't know whether they were advised, because if the matter had been determined by the Supreme Court, there would have been a very punitive cost on the part of the governor himself. But
yes, they still got
a cost
of 4 million.
4 million, 2 million for the speaker himself, and
then 2 million for the other.
2 million for the.
Are you saying that 4 million is not punitive enough?
It could have been more than that.
Yeah. You were thinking
it save the court time and resources.
Right.
So that's why the court was very economical with.
So you think that is very lenient?
It is lenient, looking at the caliber of the government is an institution, to say. So paying such money wouldn't be
a problem. Right, I agree with you. Now let's look at it this way. These things you have talked about, is that not what you people? We are not learned. The rest of us are not learned. You people, is that not what you call abuse of process? Because we want to also learn. Nigerians want to learn. Because talking about punitive measure, I thought I would have heard of abuse of process or something like that. If you, from what you have said, some of those things, there was no need to have escalated the matter beyond the trial court to the appeal court.
Yes. You could say it was an abuse in such a way, but they were being, patted on the back, because they saved the precious time of the court by
in this
particular one. They have been withdrawn even from the from the outside. But the only politics behind withdrawing that is what I don't understand.
That's where I want to go now.
His Excellency Mr. President intervened at a point. I don't know who instructed them.
If you wanted to consider Mr. President's intervention, then you wouldn't have gone to court at all.
Yes. So I wouldn't know the basis for that withdrawal. The previous one, particularly this one, is not surprising, because they have been
doing that before.
Process in the habit of withdrawing cases after they have filed, expended, paid lawyers, and all that.
You are the lawyer here, and I'll still come to you once again. Is it fear of negative outcome? Is it that once they go into court, and then when their lawyer team, the team of lawyers look at it again, they say, no, this case is not a good one, it's better for us to withdraw it? Or what really is playing out? I'm going to be asking you that also.
Okay, ordinarily, ordinarily at the trial court, when they withdrew their matter, they ought not to have, come up
to the
appeal court at all. They wouldn't, because there wouldn't be any basis for an appeal. And when you look at the appeal critically, it was an appeal basis on technicalities. It was an appeal on jurisdictions of the court and all that. Even most of those things that they came out for had been overtaken by events.
Okay.
For example, the governor speakers. So we happen to be number 18th respondent. I think whether in the court of appeal or something. So he resigned, and at the trial court, he didn't file anything. He didn't even appeal. So that's what they decided. So, but coming to the Supreme Court again, they now brought all those appeal, even on his behalf, even at the court of appeal. Somebody that had resigned, somebody that considered to the judgment, somebody that didn't even appeal the judgment to the court of appeal. So it had been a case like that. But what informed that kind of things? Because we have learned counsels leading the proceeding. So there might be some politics behind that. Right. But nevertheless, it's not necessary. It's how do I put it? It is not cost effective. It is it's unnecessarily, it is unnecessarily clog the wheel or the administration of justice.
And it begins to cast a slur of seriousness even on the team of the governor himself, because if on the same matter you go to court, you go to trial court, you withdraw, you go to appeal court, you withdraw, it begins to put question mark even on the integrity, competence, and of the laws. That is a place where professionals have to be very careful how they are used and misused.
When we look at the implication of that, so that means the final decision now is the one that decided at the court of appeal.
Exactly. No. Let's even take this. In the hierarchy of courts, the Supreme Court is at the apex.
Yes,
Sorry, we'll come to you.
Sure.
Now, what it then means is that what has been done as at yesterday is the final on that matter. The matter is laid to rest forever, is it?
The matter was not decided on. It has some other implications.
Okay, there are other aspects that can still come up.
No, it has been dismissed.
Okay.
So the matter couldn't come up again. So, but what I'm saying is that decision was made at the trial court affirming the reliefs of the speakers and the rest of them that they were proper, that the business they are doing was proper, and that the budget, that was passed by the three members of assembly was not proper, was incorrect.
Okay.
So it was affirmed, that position
as at that time
was affirmed at the court of appeal.
So
there was no platform, no affirming for the Supreme Court to look
into that.
So that means the final decision has been the decision from the court of appeal, not what was done at the Supreme Court. Only to just dismiss their appeal to the Supreme Court.
All right, now Ambassador Obisesan, let's take it further. What do you think has been playing? Is there some, how I think it's Yorubas that say that if you find a particular thing dancing in the open, there must be some drummers that are behind the scene.
Yeah, sure.
So, do you think there are some drummers beating and providing the beat for this dance behind the scene?
Most definitely. There are beats that they are dancing to, from behind. You see, thanks for the position of my learned colleague right here, or on this matter here. I want to say that it is not. Should I say that it is more appropriate to look for political solution to the issues in Rivers State?
Really?
Legal matter can't solve it, because the issues are quite a bit complicated. You understand? The fact that maybe the governor came, these guys defected, they came back, they swore to affidavit, you now have 3-member court. Okay, the governor, he gave them the appropriation, they approved, he left the majority right there in the cold and all that. How far do you want to go with that? How far do you want to go between Wike and Fubara? The issue for me, and then Mr. President weighed in the first time, and he also weighed in the second time. How many states have you seen that done? It's because of the sensitiveness and the importance of that state, especially to the economy of this great country.
Yeah.
So you see that if you're looking at 3 very serious states, you're going to look at Lagos because of the revenue that you can bring in, the commerce. You're going to look at there because of the oil money. Then you're going to look at Kano because of the political sensitiveness. These are 3 states that no president will joke with, and we never allowed to be in opposition totally. You can be in opposition by name, but when the chips are down, you need to be able to support them, because these states are very, very serious. They have serious implications for the government of the day. Well,
that's not very correct totally, because we had Wike in opposition under Buhari. Yeah. But that's not the issue for the day. Let's go forward.
No. That Wike was in opposition under Buhari. Buhari never allowed him to sit comfortably. There are some states that nobody's even. In fact, there are some states you name now. I don't know whether they are. I don't know which party they are. But this other state, there will always be. You see, we can fight draw. I'm not saying you must be on my party. No, Kanu is not in PDP. He's not in APC. He's in NNPP. But you see that it's draw. There's nothing they want to do in that state. They consider this the sitting president. So all I'm saying is that certain solutions are better. And this is a classical example. Certain solutions are better politically. Not necessarily.
Somebody out there may want to disagree and say political resolutions, are not legal tender. They're not necessarily legal tender. You understand what I mean by that? They don't necessarily reflect the position of the law. It can just be a give and take. It can be some result of some horse trading, some give here, take there.
What position?
But what I'm saying, what I want to ask is it not better to have definite positions that are backed by law than political resolutions that are constantly slimy? They are constantly, today you stand here, the next moment, because that's what we have seen of politics in this country.
I tell you,
there's nothing definite.
Let me ask you, what legal position will you say Israel and Hamas? What's the legal position? If you globally now, if you say that what Israel is doing in Palestine, in wherever, is just genocide, is just this, is just that, does it work? Then in fact, every time they say they're going to take them to whatever they are, it won't work, because it's a little more complicated than that. That's what I'm saying. When you're looking for pronouncement, the pronouncement will come. It's like saying you want peace at the theater of war. No, after you've done all the muzzle flexing and everything, you come back to the drawing board and say, guys, our state is the one suffering. As of today, there's a whole lot more federal project that would have gone to Rivers State if they've managed their differences, the Wike and Fubara differences a lot more. So persons just see, Wike is trying to protect what belongs to Rivers. Okay, protect it, but you're not going to have federal presence right there. You're going to be shortchanged by federal presence. And I can tell you for free, look, the federal only has something to be able to say, I want to do this in the 6th geopolitical zone. That's all. It's not a must that a bulk of the job must be done in a particular state.
That's correct.
So when you
so far as it is located anywhere within the geopolitical zone,
so you cannot say, South is different. No, they will tell you, no, we have enough project right going on right there. There was actually there was a project that in the early part of this administration that was supposed to be in the 3 states right there. The only state that Mr. President really did not go was Rivers. So I am saying, my take is that Fubara you need to calm down a whole lot more and be wise to see how do I manage this, if you call it overbearing Wike. Because Wike has his own side that you really need to slow down, and all of that. Look at what happened between Wike and Amechi. Amechi just, made a statement that he recognized certain things and traced it down to Wike. These are people that, they are like night and day. They don't see, but they've realized that, look, if we want to move forward, we got to be able to actually manage our differences. There are differences, obviously, between Wike and Fubara. All right, and I'm not
let's take it further.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen in Rivers State? Yeah. What do you think? And I think, Barrister, would you subscribe to the governor camp? Going right back and representing, of course that's what it is right now. They will need to represent the budget, right, to the House, the full House of 24 or how many members, including those members that were originally not in the picture. Is that it? Because there are some lawyers, there are some legal practitioners, some of them of great repute in this country, who are saying, as far as they are concerned, the moment somebody defects, he's no longer a member of that house. In fact, I think I saw something like that.
Why is that not applicable to all of the senators that have defected? All of the even governors defected.
I was asking you that I think on a show last week. Right. So that's why I'm saying that if we make politics out of everything, we will never have any proper precedents. We will never have a proper direction to follow. That's the challenge.
No, that's not the.
It's a very critical. Even before you raised it, I have thought of it. Yeah. That if you say once somebody defects, is no longer a member of the house. Why is it that somebody just defected in Delta State?
They are defection right, left, and center.
Nothing
before he died, he was in this party or something. But when he realized when he realized this party is too tiny for him to be able to actually, he won the senatorial whatever. The moment
he wanted to begin
he went the governorship, he realized that this party may not
help him
be able to, because you see, you need a good guy and a great party. These are the two things if he does win. You see, for smaller contests, being a great guy, being a whatever, might be able to push you through and one, and then even single independent candidacy may just win the chairman, local government, win the house of assembly, win all of that, even win the house of reps. But when it comes to some very serious stuff like being a governor of a state, you need not only a great candidate, you also need a big party that can take the message to the nook and crannies of that state. And most of the small parties are unable to do that. They do not have capacity to do that. Simple and pure. Because if, for instance, even if you look at the last election, some parties couldn't have their agents in many of the states, many of the local government, they couldn't have their agents. So if you don't have your agent, how can you now be talking about those to push your party? Your agent that should guard your vote, you don't have anybody there because you just don't have the capacity.
So when the fight is fought and is won and lost,
yes,
what should they be doing? The two parties and the wicked.
I think they just bury the ashes.
That's it.
Bury the ashes. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the only way to go forward.
Bury the ashes. Just know that Wike, for now, and whatever is happening in Rivers is not new to all the other states. What's happening in Lagos? Check it now. Look, nobody wants you to control the executive, control the legislative. They will not allow that, so that they can still be the checks and balances. They just told you are on the executive, but you know something, please, the legislative arm is totally independent. They will still work with you, they will do all that they need to do, but nobody wants total whatever, especially
I guess we will leave this here because we have two more topics within the space of time. And what it means, like he just said, the barrister in his own initial reactions, plus what the ambassador has said, is that these people just need to bury the hatchet.
Correct.
That's the only way forward. Correct. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We'll leave it here now, take a breather, and when we get back, we will be talking about the drama that happened at the court yesterday involving the Nnamdi Kanu, the supposed leader of IPOP.
It's not supposed.
I don't know what it is right now. So
the way you put it is okay.
so we will be looking at that immediately after this breather.
While wrapping up the day, unwind with the reminiscence of the day's news from home and abroad with KAFTANTV 7 p.m. news.
Good to have you join us on KAFTAN News at 7.
Nigerians are living in up to 5%. Our young people repurpose the Harmony Symphony.
It's good to have you join us on KAFTANTV News at 7.
We found that the general not actually sufficient.
National, foreign news headlines. Get balanced, accurate facts on the latest news in business, politics, entertainment, sports, and more. Live from our studios.
Many thanks for watching and join us again at 9 p.m.
KAFTANTV News.
My name is Sheila Obisesan, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTANTV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTANTV.
Please keep watching KAFTANTV. It is the best civil station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
Welcome back, viewers. You're still on to KAFTAN Television, that is King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network Television. And a while ago, before the breather, we were talking about the Supreme Court decision concerning the River State problem. That, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether it's right to, whether it's even sufficient to just call it a problem. I think that right now they should be thinking of how to resolve this permanently politically, like was suggested, so that this doesn't get in the way of progress and development of the state and even their own political careers. By now, they've slugged it out. They know that both of them are strong enough. They are strong men, and so they should be able to differ to each other to some level. I mean, so at the level of mutual respect, so that everything can proceed flawlessly from now, seamlessly. Now, quickly, the entire news space was agog with reports yesterday to the effect that Nnamdi Kanu stood up to challenge the court, the judge, if you like, and in fact, in the process, making very indicting statements, and I mean, he threw, like they would say, he threw caution to the wind. He wasn't even listening to his team of lawyers. In fact, one of the lawyers who tried to stop him, he told, "Don't stop talking when I'm talking." Yeah, I'm sure that you heard that.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we want to look at that and ask. Now, wait a minute. What could have? Are there any justifications for that? For his reaction? Do you think it's possible? You can't say that because that will be taking the matter out of it. It depends on
when you are locating the justifications. So when you are locating the justification within the legal prism, then
yes, within the legal prism, it's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
Yeah, but
when you are looking at this jurisprudentially, you are looking at it from what the basis
could have triggered
that reaction. Then there could be justifications. You can say it frustrations. You can say it a lot of things, transfer of aggression and all that, because we are all humans. So Kanu is a human being, and somebody that has been in incarceration for a long while could misbehave. So that is the justification for that. But legally speaking, there's no basis for that reaction.
And do you think that will worsen his matter?
Anyway, that depends on the
judge,
the mindset of the state. This thing will go beyond the judge. I think what is playing out here is basically have to do with all the stakeholders that are part of the justice administration. You talk of the state, being represented by Attorney General, talk of the prosecution of the other part, then you talk of the judiciary, the court itself, then you now talk of the parties, communities, and groups, association that it belongs to. So there are a lot of things, play out of that. When we look at it from the point of view of the state, it could aggravate the matter. So what I mean by the state?
Yes,
the government that is prosecuting him.
Okay.
Not the court.
Okay.
So the court is just an arbiter.
Yeah, but
it's playing a role of an arbiter.
Right. So, but now it's not the government that really has power to do anything to him. It will still be the court, the arbiter, that will make take any decision that affects him either way, isn't it? It's not. Even though it concerns.
When you are saying that, I'm just taking it out from point of view of the judicial process.
Yeah.
The states can take a decisions.
Yeah.
The prosecutor has the discretion of prosecuting a defendant or withdrawing the case against him.
Okay.
So and I don't think in Nigerian context that no prosecutor will take that decision without consultation
from the state. Upstairs. Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying. That in a way it could aggravate the state, because there are some issues that came up from that act.
Yes, exactly.
That will tend to
cast a slur,
aggravate because of the indictment on some individuals that play roles.
Yeah,
a particular role in that process.
All right, but let's go back a little bit, Barrister. The particular judge, the judge that he was referring to, that is Judge Binta Nyako.
Yes.
I thought at a point she had recused herself. There was a request for her recusal, and she recused herself. And so why? Because I think that's one of the things that
was raising. The major, that was what played out yesterday in the court. I think before now, like you have rightly said, Judge Nyako had recused himself,
right?
And there was an order to that effect. I think that was sometime in September.
Yeah.
So what? Though he didn't do it properly. What Kanu was protesting, was contesting that the order of the court supposed to be superior to the administrative directive of the chief judge of the court.
All right.
Because when he recused himself and he said this file will be taken back to the CJ, so we believe that nobody wanted to take it. That's what we had.
Okay.
The judges. So the CJ now said,
okay, you go back.
Giving you back this file. And doing that, it was done administratively. It is not judicial. So the first sign of recuse, it was judicial. Yes. It was in the open court.
Yes. So if you're going to bring that
in, order of the court,
yes,
that except the order can be set aside.
So the order has not been set aside now.
What Kanu was hammering on is that how could
you appear again?
Fiat, let me put it that way.
Yes.
Or directive.
Yes.
Or
how can it
override order of the court as an institution?
Right.
Judicial process. I think that is what really play out. But I think his presentations I could not forte.
Yeah.
But the way and manner he did it was very, very wrong.
Yeah, but we already said, for example, that maybe he's very frustrated. He's been
that's why I said that.
And you see, for his kind of person in his current circumstance, every such appearance will look like a deliberate hindrance to whatever is his cause.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But the main part was that when the judge asked him for that because in a judicial process, when you have a lawyer representing you,
very good,
you don't need to talk except they put you in. You are testifying in the court process.
I was going to come to that.
It's
that's right.
Take full representations.
Right.
But in that case, he just took that upon himself, and the judge asked him, "Do you want to take over the matter?" And he said yes. I think the problem there was that the judge shouldn't have allowed him to do so. Because ordinarily, if you want to do so, there should be a process. We are not saying that in our jurisprudence, a party can litigate by himself. But there will be a process. If you are briefing a lawyer, there should be proper way of debriefing the lawyer. It should be formal. Because what Kanu was emphasizing on that, nothing formal, no. What I'm saying that what the judge was emphasizing that they should bring a formal notice before the court for doing that. For doing that, I think that was the first beginning. The problem on the issue of adjournment when the prosecution said it was adjourning, and they said no, that's okay. Bring a motion and all that. Now say no, this is not the issue of motion. So the court should have, given direction that Kanu, if he's going to take up his case by himself,
the court should be
properly informed.
The
judge in his own wisdom,
yes,
because we use ease for before so the judge in his own wisdom have to allow him, and at that point it will be difficult, and it was difficult for the lawyers to intervene.
Yeah, so is this not a case of two travesties? I mean, quote unquote. You had a situation where, for example, the Kanu team, Kanu and his team of lawyers, or the court should have been informed that via administrative fiat, the judge who before now had recused himself is still back on the case. That wasn't brought to the fore in the proper manner.
Yes.
And then you also had a situation where the debriefing, quote unquote, of lawyers was not also brought properly before the court. So you had two situations of almost the same magnitude playing out there, both on the side of the court and on the side of the.
But if I were the lawyers,
what do you call them now? The respondent, is it?
The respondent, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you were the lawyers,
I would have walked out of the court because it's very denigrating of a counsel when a party came to court and then he took the file from you, took the brief from you. It was in a disrespectful manner. So the best thing to do is to hand over the file back to Kanu. So I sympathize with some of our colleagues.
No, but still, that will still not communicate the proper process that we're talking about.
But you can walk out as a protest.
But let me ask you this. Is it by any means possible?
When somebody was saying, I'm a lawyer, I'm defending your case, and we go to court, like say ambassador, I'm representing him. Yeah. And we go to court, ambassador said, I don't need my lawyer again. So what am I sitting down there for?
Now, let me ask you this.
I'll just walk out.
Let me ask you this. Is it by any means, by any stretch of imagination possible that this was prepared?
pre-planned.
Pre-planned.
Yes.
I had that.
Is it by any means
I had that.
It's possible.
I had that thinking. My first reaction is that I don't want to mention names, but one of the principal actors, a cancer in that matters.
Yeah.
So when I saw the video what play out, I sent a message that your clients would have.
I tried to call one of those councils too. I tried to call
your clients would have managed this thing well, because he told me quite frankly that they were not fair to him. I said, okay, but you should have managed this thing well. Don't you know that the states could deliberately, there is a way they could deliberately provoke you so that you make more mistakes. So all those process, when you look at it, could amount to provocations, and it might be deliberate. Okay. to trigger you, because all those.
That's another angle you have even brought into it. Because the angle I am coming from, I think Ambassador understands it. I think that this could have been worked out within the team of lawyers and the client. That's it.
I didn't get that.
What is saying is simply that what played out could really have been stage
rehearsed.
It's possible. Yes. It's possible.
That, you know what?
No, I was looking for, and which is also possible. Which is also possible. I had for that has been incarcerated for years.
I even think even the other side.
Yes, from the other side. Which is possible. And this is possible. The scenarios are possible.
The scenarios are possible. Because again, for me, whichever way it is, I think the country is relatively stable enough now to allow Nnamdi Kanu to go. That's generally.
I think okay. Anyway, I don't have security report.
No, that's why. I understand. When I'm coming, when the whole Southeast governors, the whole Southeast senators, and all the representatives in Southeast say, you know what, leave this man for us. Look, what you should just do is to get them to say, okay, whatever fallout that comes from there, you guys will bear it. And then you state some of your concerns. Nnamdi Kanu is
that's the way you are talking about political solution.
Yes,
the most appropriate things to deal with the issue.
Look, there are certain. I tell you something. There cannot be either economic or legal solution that will not factor in a political solution. It will work. Go and check. Look, when this current administration came, the first thing they tried to deal with were the political issues. And that is why I tell people that if you do not have enough political weight, you can't govern a country like Nigeria. That was the reason why you saw that we had issues
in any country.
Yeah. you look at when Goodluck Jonathan came. Goodluck Jonathan was a good guy, a good man, the former president, but he didn't have political weight. He did not. Political weight simply mean if today they drop your name that they want to impeach you in the National Assembly, how many will go for or against you? That's political weight. That's one very critical, that because people say, he has done what's it called now, conference, he has done whatever conference, you should implement it. Before you implement, you're going to check how many persons will call for your head to say you want to do this. If you want to do this, you may not know some of the wars, the critical wars were fought and won within the first 100 days of this administration. First of all, you ensure that the man that he believes that would die for him is the Senate president. That was huge. And then he gave him his job to be doing, get more persons to be behind me in my decisions and all of that. Now, because what I'm saying this is that so that people are seeing, if you don't have weight in your political, if you don't have size, you can't take a lot of stuff. Look, this guy just came up and he said all subsidy gone. Those are big stuff to say in your day one. He said I'm going to do tax reform. They say you should withdraw. He never did. He stayed there. Those are weights to show that look, if you subject it to whatever, I will win. You know, it doesn't go to local government, whatever. Whether you like it or not, we can say that it is the what's it called, Supreme Court. But that guy had to push through and several other stuff, the Naira disparity and all that. Coming back to Nnamdi Kanu, I will say that quite a number of very notable people have pushed in the direction of leave this guy. Mr. President and the security chiefs, they know what they are seeing and what we may not be seeing. But if you ask me, I think that Nnamdi Kanu can be released to these people. To say, okay, you know what, guys, we feel that the guy will still make more trouble, these people are going to do this, blah, blah, blah. But you know what we're just going to do? Hey, because of the request that you have made in that entire region. Because let me be honest to you, there are quite a number of persons that have done maybe worst stuff in other regions, but they are working free. You know, at the point they say, don't call it Fulani herdsmen, just call it the headers. But we know the killing that went in Jos, in Plateau State, in different parts of the country. But nobody, no single arrest is there. It's because he said, there's a singer that said, we don't want peace, we want equal rights and justice. So what we're saying is that Mr. President must be father to all. He must look at the entire space and look at it and say, okay, Nnamdi Kanu, yes, troublemaker, doing whatever, blah, blah, but he said he's fighting for his people. Allow him. We have Sunday for Southwest. We have quite a number of persons. You need to look at the entire place.
But it's not as easy as the way you put it. You know, this what we call politics.
Anything that we're doing for 2 years, anything we're doing for 2 years. I'm not saying you should make government decisions. No, I'm not saying there are some other people. Government, listen, that also don't want him. No, I'm calling. So, no, but let's make all of these decisions. Let's make progress. It's complex. It may not be a fiat like say leave in but I'm telling you that implementation might be very difficult.
At this point, let's make progress.
Yes.
Because yes, I'm not from South.
You need to hold it there. At this point, let's look at it. What should the lawyers be doing now? If you are one of the lawyers,
for me,
especially based on what you said before.
If I'm one of the lawyers, I will withdraw my. There's nothing I can do there.
For me, I
don't think it's as easy as that.
For me, if I heard it right,
when somebody had told me in the open call that I'm no longer representing him. So what else do you want?
Let me tell you. You will also consider him because you have worked with him for some time. You understand his psychology. You understand his pain.
But not appearing in that court with him.
No, I'm coming.
I will make sense.
You are going the extreme again. Let me tell you, it's like maybe like a doctor. And the woman wants to have a childbirth. While she's trying to push, she became so angry that when you just came around that she beat your hand. You know, but because of that childbirth pain,
and because you understand
you know that there's a temporary madness. So now that somebody has said that, the fact that Nnamdi Kanu could trust you to make you his lawyer, he's not a regular guy. So he would have checked that, look, these ones have my back. I know that there's no way even the level to be. What you are not getting is
we're not professionals.
No.
We have ethics. We have rules that guide our.
I understand.
Whatever it is. If it is so, if it is so, and if that is so for all the members of the team, is he not going to get new lawyers? He will get new lawyers. Yes, so, I mean, if you really wanted to stand by ethics, those who are yet to be recruited into the team should also consider what they saw and say, no, we will not work with him. But I don't think that that's...
For me, I'm not think... I don't... Yes, I get you when you say the guy embarrassed me as a lawyer. Yeah. The guy was very unfair to me. The guy was... The pronouncement was just out of it. Correct. But I'm telling you that we can go back and say, man, you did this. I felt pretty embarrassed and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we said rearrange, as you have said.
Oh, well,
I couldn't have considered to that prearrangement. As a lawyer,
this man, you are not
we get to a point that you take over.
Let me tell you something. You don't
embarrass me.
You don't even understand that some of these things that are playing now may be the reason. That's the reason we're talking about it today.
We got to go. We got to go.
Look at
the thing is, I may provide another opportunity for us to talk about some of these things, but we need to go. By the way, when we get back now, because we intend to go on a breather, when we get back, we will expect that you make your own call The number remains 08029938365, and we expect that you can weigh in on some of these issues. The phone's been on, it's been open for quite some time. I'm surprised that we didn't even get some people calling in before now. And so we go on this breather, and that will be the next step. Come back, dear viewers. This is the last lap of your program, The Polity today, and we've been talking about two legal issues, two legal matters that came up yesterday, and the first one had to do with River State, and the second one with Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, or former leader of IPOB, and now we go to something more political than legal. And it has to do with the report we had in the news space yesterday, to the effect that Atiku, former Vice President Abubakar Atiku, and Leah Limoke, and a few other persons were in a closed-door meeting with our former president and the former boss of the vice president, of that former vice president, President Olusegun Obasanjo, in his hilltop residence in Abeokuta. Well, somebody will say, how many of such meetings have we had, and where is the killer ball? No, but you see, you never can say. Many times, exactly. Many times, when you begin to even think that the road has ended, sometimes there could be a turn that makes a difference. So at this point, Ambassador, you take the lead and tell us, what do you think? Is this 2027 in the air?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Even though when as soon as he came out, he said no, he just paid a private cost visit. It's not anything 2027 and all of that. But let me be very honest to you. The 2027 cannot be ruled out of the agenda. Now, but when I also say 2027, it doesn't mean, because people are just thinking, quite a number of persons have been talking to Atiku Abubakar, and they are saying, you know what, Atiku, can you, for the sake of the survival of PDP, can you calm down on your ambition? One of the biggest destabilizing force within PDP is Atiku's ambition. Clearly, let it be said. That's the truth. You know, and when you have such, if you see where the fire started, it started when, Atiku first of all was with PDP, went to APC, came back to PDP, and also threatened, look, you know what, if I don't get your slot, I'm going to go to the camp of the APC. Clearly stated. And then I think that
shows disloyalty.
Disloyalty, biggest one that he has done. And then, as if that was not enough, you know, when an agreement of a party to say power will be in the north for 8 years, and then it will be back in the south for 8 years. Now you have, the current, the immediate past president Buhari just finished 8 years, and then they said, look, let power go, rotate back to the south, and then he reneged on that very simple agreement. And then the likes of Wike and the rest of them say no. Body George and all that. Because sometimes we can be looking at Wike and you think that it is just the youthful exuberant and all that. Look at Body George and some other very notable Nigerians say, look, you know what? Power needs to stay in the south for this time. And then we now said, okay, you know what? If he must be in the south, then he must be in southeast. Whenever power is taken to the north, nobody micromanage it. We just say, look, you know, give power to the south, because for now, this is still where we are. So another person will say, we should allow any president to come from anywhere. No, for now, let it be in the north when it needs to be in the north, let it be in the south. And when we're also going to change, we'll go back to the drawing board and say, okay, you know what, right now, let it be a free for all. Then everybody will know. So all I'm trying to say is that maybe Obasanjo has invited him and say, you know what, gentlemen, young man, just he's no longer a young man, but hey, you know what, can you just relax on this so that we can have some calmness? Because I tell you, the likes of Wike wouldn't have had the effrontery. Wike, governor of Oyo State, former governor of Makinde, and the likes of the former Benue governor, Otom, and the rest of them, a number of them, they actually stormed out of the party. Just because one man's ambition, and they are saying no, this cannot go, and because of that is the genesis of the fight of Wike till today. Major one. And so I'm saying that I look at, because we must see, the last time we discussed, we said Obasanjo has the capacity to be able to actually address the situation with PDP. Yeah. And so he could have invited him. He's a father. You know, to him, I mean, former boss and all of that, former general, he governed as a general and also as the president, you know, and all that. So he could have invited and said, you know, let's over a bottle of maybe pan wine or whatever Atiku takes. I don't know what it takes, and then let us discuss this matter on the water. So, well, maybe water. I don't know. I just said I don't know what it takes. You know, so or maybe juice or whatever. Now, but the point for me is that there is no way I can bet you that they will discuss and they will not discuss this country. And if you must discuss this country, you must discuss 2027. Whether to say please don't go, or because it can come from this from Obasanjo to him to say, you know what, please can you just relax. As a former vice president of this great country, you've carved a niche for yourself, and you have achieved enough. Let's have the peace. Let's have all of that. Or it could also be from him to want to go and inform me that I'm gearing up again for 2027, and I can tell you that so person are in my camp, are behind me. They are the one telling me, because that's some of the things we say, that it is because my people are asking me to come out, that right now in the north, blah blah blah, and all the stories. But to say that I only came for a private visit and nothing was discussed, no, it's difficult. Beyond that. I think sometimes some issues are not brought to the fore for discussion prematurely. Yeah, sure. Maybe he feels like I'm still talking to Obasanjo, and Obasanjo has said no, I don't agree. Now he can't bring some matter and say we had a fruitful discussion about 2027 and he has accepted. Two things quickly about visits to Obasanjo. This kind of political visits. First, have we not had? First of all, let's particularize on Atiku. Is Obasanjo still somebody that Atiku would want to go get his nod at a time like this, considering that much earlier than this, I think during the Buhari whatever time, he was point blank. I mean, President Obasanjo, ex-president, did point blank state that he cannot support the candidacy of Atiku. Remember that? Yes. Remember that? Yes. Good. Now, but after some time, some softening happened and all that. And then now, at a time like this, do you think if you were Atiku, or if you had the ears of Atiku, would you advise him to go through this route that we think is even when Obasanjo says, you know what, I don't even want to do politics anymore, I don't want to be involved, I am now an elder statesman. The truth is that, look, he still has millions of Nigerians listening to his body language. Millions, without him saying anything. I agree. Now, so what I'm saying is, does Atiku consider Obasanjo as somebody who would give him the blessing? He's one of the not necessarily blessing. Blessing means support me. Exactly. My candidature. No, that is number one. That's the biggest you can ask for. That's like taking 70%. Good. The other one is, Baba, please be neutral about my candidacy. Okay. That is 50. The worst one is, nobody should vote. Nobody should vote you. That's the worst. Yeah. So saying that, please don't use that one. Yeah, don't use that one. Come to the middle. When anybody asks you, this article is good luck to you. Good luck to you. You understand? So that's the politician speaking there right now. so he's trying to tell him that, look, he want to gauge the pulse. He want to feel the pulse to say, look, Obasanjo, please kindly don't say anything negative about my move. Please. Just, if you can't say positive, just be neutral. Whenever you see all of the struggling, the infighting, the whatever, please be neutral, because you know that with neutrality it won't score a negative point. The 10 million, the worst is that they will divide the vote rather than getting those 10 million votes. Now the second part is this. We have had visits, all kinds of visits to that same hilltop. We had Peter Obi visit him
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, he did give him his support in the last elections. Yeah. Yet, Tinubu went there. And he didn't get, whether it was implied or whatever, whether it was not expressly stated, but he didn't get the kind of support I love that.
But do you know what Tinubu
Yet. Do you know what Yet. You know what I want to point out? Yet, we find a situation where the person who didn't get the nod eventually won, and then the person who got the nod lost out. So what exactly is the value of those visits?
Fantastic. That is what I just explained to you. The first is if Tinubu had not gone, maybe he would have had a backlash from the camp of Obasanjo. So by going, he sorted out. Look, just show him respect. So he went there and said, I know you will not carry any flag and say vote for me, I know, but please don't say anything against him, because that way you would have actually saved millions of votes. Sometimes we don't know. Look, pockets of people all over the country for a particular man, you can't wish it away. The influence of Obasanjo cannot be easily wished away. Some of those top former presidents, they have their pockets of people spread around the whole country. So they are saying, please, leave your people. Don't even tell them yes or no. If you cannot say vote for me, then don't say don't vote for me. Rather be neutral. In fact, use the
so let them interpret my visit to you by themselves.
Right. So that's exactly what he did. So Tinubu actually got what he went for. He got it. He knew that, look, we've been having issues, we've been on two different devices and all of that. But on this matter, I have to go to him. He's a smart man. He wants him to just say, look, cut off the bitter parts that could actually emanate from his camp. So he went there and he didn't get, like you said, he did not get an express nod and thumb up for him, but he got a neutrality. Neutrality is huge when it comes to politics. You understand? For a people of that size, neutrality.
Viewers, please do call in. We're almost through with this program. We are yet to receive even one call.
Yeah. So
the number is 08029938365. This is quite interesting, and the ambassador is still ready to go. Even as I'm reading out the number to you, he still has loads of things to talk about. So let's go back to him.
Yeah, so basically that's what it is. So if anybody is saying that's the same thing that Atiku, because you can only second guess, you can check what could be. Okay, you know what? I still want to go. Please just calm down. Don't. Yes. And that they don't do only that to such persons like that. You look, because you must look at the 6 geopolitical zone and identify such people and find a way to ensure that you appease them. If you want to rule this country, because remember, ours is not only that you have this called the highest, but you also have 24 states in your kitty, 25% in 24 states. That's 2/3. You must score not less than 25% in 2/3 of the states, which is 36 states. That's 24 states. So what I'm trying to say is that they know that those pockets of those 24 really comes from some of those stuff. So I'm just saying, all of the visits, all of the. All
right, let's quickly take this. Yep. Before we lose it. Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm calling from Ilorin.
Your name is what?
I'm Kefide calling from Ilorin.
Okay, go on.
Yes, your visitor. What you say is actually correct. Now, the state is now set for 2027, but Nigeria was very careful. Because to my own experience with little knowledge I had in politics, it is too hard for them to be doing this now. Why Mr. Obasanjo was the president, everybody running him. If he believed in Atiku right there, he could have given the right of leadership for Atiku. But now, we have to be very careful. The Mr. Tinubu that does the secretary that does here now, he has been taking things. At least what he has been doing in the last maybe 24 months or so is very incredible. Let us leave about party alone. What we need mostly is that what can somebody deliver for us? We need somebody to deliver us from all these crises that we have. not ganging up. So that's my own opinion for now.
Thank you very much. You are our first caller today. Thank you so much for breaking the ice. Bye-bye.
Okay, I need to say something. I am not saying that they should gang up against Tinubu. That's
of course. The truth is that we're not even sure what they went there to do.
Yeah, we are only looking at it from different angles. What the visit
so it will be preposterous to say that it's a gang up.
I mean, I usually say, I believe that if you actually want the speed of a country, changing the leadership every 4 years is too quick. It's too short. For instance, because it takes time to gather momentum, whether you like it or not, Tinubu is just trying to now get to a momentum to gather. You know, it's just like this snowball ice as it gathers, as it goes down and all that. You know, if I have my way, I will. If there's a way I can actually even do 6 years single term, that's what I will recommend. But where that is not possible, changing our government every 4 years looks pretty short. If you see, look at Russia, they've continuously brought that guy back. Putin, for a reason. That guy has been one of the most experienced president all over the world right now. Such that even if you think he was small before, but because he has outlived several presidents of the United States, so he understands the body language and everything. He understands what needs to do. So all I'm saying is, if I have my way, 4 years is small. I will look for 6 years in good time, or once the president wins the first time, just allow. Except if the guy does so poorly, so badly. You know that's my personal opinion. But then it's for now, like you said, it's too early to be. But early for the participants. But for those who want to take up who want to contest, it's not early, my dear.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of ground.
There's a lot. You want to crisscross this country. You're saying it's early. 2 years to the time. No, it's not early, my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dayo, the only thing I can add, I think Ambassador has covered the feed. Particularly as a public affairs analyst of politics, really. I've not seen anything strange in that visitation of Atiku. It has been like that. It has been the Nigerian pattern of patronage, political patronage. Even when Obasanjo wanted to assume leadership, he had to go to Kogi. Then we had
Abubakar Audu.
Not Abubakar Audu. This man in Kogi, I forgot his name, I think from Ayotoro Gbede, was Tinubu, that happened to be the secretary of
Cornelius Adebayo.
Yes, because he was a political colossus then. So anybody who wanted to be anything, you have to go to him. So I believe then the day of Babangida and Obisesan.
Okay, go on.
The door of Babangida and Obisesan, they took Obasanjo to that place, to Awoli, for a political blessings.
Correct.
So when Awoli had gone, we still have Babangida and Obisesan. Some people still, go there like a political maker to go and receive blessing and all that. So the same thing Atiku is doing, playing that role, going to Obasanjo that I want to contest. I need your support. I need your thing. It's not that it have to be Obasanjo. When after Obasanjo has gone, then another people will replace him. Who they will consult. So,
hello. Go ahead. Please make yourself a little bit more audible so we can hear you. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Oh my.
Go ahead.
My name is Mr. Abubakar from Kogi.
Okay.
My name is Mr. Abubakar from Kogi.
Go ahead. We are hearing you, Mr. Abubakar.
Hello.
Are you using earpiece?
Hello.
Yeah,
better now.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I said in this issue of Atiku visiting Obasanjo,
Go on, please.
We can see there's a change coming in 2027.
All right.
Just before that, I cannot go far over the issue between them, but what I'll see, OBJ should see Atiku as his grandchild. Let him put hands with him.
All right. Will that be all? Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. So, our caller from Kogi is saying, let OBJ support Atiku. Let him treat you as a grandchild. And I'm wondering who is the grandfather, who is the grandchild. So, just in case you want to call, you still have a chance to call. We have just 2-3 minutes to go on this show, and there will be a great one if we can have you weigh in. It's still 0-0, and there he comes, or she. Hello? Hello? Yeah, please tell us your name and where you come.
This is Arabata James from Ondo State.
Okay, go on, please.
In the issue of Atiku visiting Obasanjo happened to be his boss. So he's free to visit him anytime, any day. But one thing is this, I don't believe he went there on the issue of the 2027 election. The one thing which I'm so much believe is that it is not easy to unseat sitting president. Tinubu has been doing well. So I don't believe there is vacancy in Nassau Rock in 2027. But
we're in a democracy.
Yeah,
that's what Mr. Dayo told me.
He is free to go and visit him because Obasanjo happened to be his boss. But the issue of the 2027, I don't see any opposition winning election in this country.
All right.
So much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Even though we're in a democracy and things do happen, nobody could have thought that Goodluck Jonathan would have lost. They lost. Yeah. And that's not to say that his administration was that.
Yeah, not even this particular. We're not preaching for everybody.
Okay. I guess this will be the last person now. Hello. 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 You are on to KAFTAN. Yeah. Good afternoon. Let's see, Jackie. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, my name is Michael Lekan. I am coming from the city of Cross River State, Calabar. Michael Lekan.
Go on, please. But we have just 30 seconds, really. Let's do it.
Okay, okay, I want to contribute on the issue
Go ahead.
of Nnamdi Kanu.
Go on. I guess we lost him, and that is going to be the size of this show today. And I really want to say thank you to the production team, Divine, Pamela. Thank you very much, every one of you. And you viewers are the greatest stars. Thank you, because you make this happen. Without you at the other end and we here, there's no show. It's like if you get a teacher who is so very wonderful, excellent in his studies, and he goes into an empty classroom to teach, it will be something else. They'll need to invite a psychiatrist to take care of him. So that's why your place is very crucial. Thank you for being there. And please tell your neighbor, tell your friends that it's happening at KAFTAN TV, and this is where it must be every single moment. We're loaded with all kinds of programs that edify, programs that educate, programs that enlighten, programs that inform. Don't miss out on the package that we're giving at King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network Television. Thank you so very much. And I must say thank you so very much, Barrister Lekan Oladapo. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
We hope that it's not once in a quarter. It looks like it's coming to like once in a quarter.
As the court pleases.
I hope that we can make this more frequent. And Ambassador, we owe you. We just need to. In any case, just tell me where you are. Now, this is it. Thank you very much. And tomorrow is another day, and Macaulay will be here on the Polity. Please do also stay tuned. Thank you. It's bye-bye.